Hi everybody, we are live in my backyard. Today I've got this crazy day going on, so I just hopped on here really fast and I don't even know where I'm looking. I guess here. So we have open house for my daughter's school, which is Zoom based these days. So I have to get on the link very quickly, and she's a gymnastics practice, so she's asked me to read the poem that's to be read for a class, so I can't be late. I have to have dinner ready when she's home from gymnastics practice because she's hangry when she gets home. And I kind of had nothing going. So today, what I want to show you is how easily we can make wheat berries into a delicious dinner with no recipe, no nothing, and no time whatsoever. So I took the liberty of, I cooked my wheat berries ahead. Now, here's a little trick. So I did these in the pressure cooker. You can do them stove top. They're just as easy. It's just about, in the pressure cooker, it's a little less than a 2-to-1 ratio of liquid to wheat berry. So you can use water, you can use stock, you can use a combination. It doesn't really matter. I happen to have a little bit of veggie stock, so I used the rest of what I had, and then I added on water to fill it up. And just a little pinch of salt, and that's it. And then on the stove top, they're gonna cook for an hour or two, and in the pressure cooker, they'll cook for 30 minutes. So once you've cooked them, just put them in a little container like this, put a top on it, put in the fridge. They'll last 5 to 7 days easy, and then they're all ready for you for anything you want to do any night. Like you're like me and you need to do a fast dinner and you have nothing planned. So I looked through my fridge and I said, hey, I've got a lot of Southwestern ingredients, because I always do. We're here in Southern California. So I'm going to make this a Southwestern burrito bowl, and I've got no recipe, so we're just going to make it up right now. And so what I'm doing is I've got my pan here. I'm heating up my oil here a little bit, and I'm gonna, while that oil is heating up, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of the Boonville Barn poblano in here, because the poblano likes to bloom just a little bit in the oil. So I'm gonna let that go. Whoops! Ooh, hopefully the wind isn't gonna blow out my flame here. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of cumin in here. So I'm kind of getting my spices to bloom a little bit in the oil first. Use a little more oil. It's kind of all... Obviously my outdoor stove is not level because it's all wanting to go to one side. Here we go. And then what I'm going to do is, after that gets kind of going here, swirl it around a little bit. Come on, guy. Move it on. And you can see how exact I was about my time. In other words, I didn't measure it all. I just threw stuff in. I did, I don't know, maybe half and half poblano to cumin. But you know, I'm going to taste it here in a little bit, and then I can adjust. I like it pretty cumin. It gives it that Southwestern flavor. And then I've got here onions. I've got red bell pepper, and I've got a little poblano pepper, which is not spicy, but it's a teeny bit more, I wouldn't even say spicy, maybe more flavorful than a bell pepper. Bell pepper's a little on the sweet side. This is a little less sweet, but it's still not really spicy. So I'm kind of not really turning up the heat. I'm going to rely on my chili and other things I'm doing to add the heat here. So I'm going to go ahead, oh, that's nice and sizzly. I'm going to go ahead and add these guys to here. Now, while these guys are cooking, I'm going to add a little salt right now. And the reason, you're going to say, Lisa, why you're adding salt now? The reason I'm adding salt now is because it's going to help the onions soften a little bit. So that's kind of my little spiel there. But while that is happening, we're going to step over here and we're going to make my favorite thing. We're going to make a margarita. And today, oh, hi. Today, we're going to make a Hawaiian chili pineapple. Sorry, that's upside down. I know that is. So I've got my blender here, and it's full of, kind of bring us over here. I got my blender here, and it's full of ice. I'm going to put in about half an ounce of the chili pineapple. I'm going to put in 2 ounces of mezcal, because I like it smoky. If you don't like the smoky, and mezcal is pretty intense as a flavor, and if you don't like that smokiness and you're not looking for the intensity, sorry, hi, if you're not, then by all means use just regular silver tequila, or an añejo if you want that kind of flavor. Just choose your own adventure. So I'm going to put some lime juice in here. I'm going to squeeze in whole lime juice in there because I want nice and limey. And I'm going to, there we go. Throw my top on my blender here. And let's see if I'm turned on. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm unplugged. Oh, there we go. Plug it in. That's a good trick. Do it. I'm going to taste it. Just make sure. Ooh, yikes. Now, to me, that's a little sour. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit more in here. So, all right, let's call it a 3/4 of an ounce. Ta-da. And then in my margarita glass, of course, it goes. Yummy. The other thing I could do is add just a little more chili. I'm going to put for my yummy. And since it's a spicy pineapple margarita, I'm going to throw a couple of these guys on top. Yum. Okay, now here we go. Back over here. Now I get to do this fun thing in the outdoor kitchen that's called Did Somebody Leave Me a Spoon? There's about half the time there's no spoon out here. Let's see. Oh, not in there. Okay, but I did find some tongs. That would work. Okay. Yep, nobody left me a spoon. Okay, so tongs it is. So I gotta turn this down a little bit. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you guys a better view. All right, here we go. Fun. You know when you're cooking with a chili and the smoke comes up and gets your throat? This is one of those times. These are going a little too hot for me, so I'm going to really turn it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just getting these guys sauteing here. So I've got, after these guys saute for me, oh, you can probably hear Lily the Wonder Dog over there barking at the squirrels. It's her favorite occupation. And this is the perils of being outdoors. So while these guys are cooking away, oh, those are looking good. Those are looking good. Okay. I've also got my tomatoes here. I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, it's that chili flake. I think I need some margarita. Much better. Oh, yum. Leaves are falling in my drink because I'm outside. Ooh, it's spicy. Oh, it's got a serious kick. Yum. It's delicious. Nice and spicy with a little sweet, but not too sweet at all. And the mezcals make it nice and smoky. Okay, guy, how are we doing down here? Looking good. We're gonna see how fast this cooks up. Okay, now. I think I'm going to have too much here for my pan. It's going to be a challenge. Okay, so now I'm going to put some tomatoes in here. Let those guys cook for a second. And well, those guys are, oh yeah, yum. Yum. I just have some cherry tomatoes. I had some cherry tomatoes in the fridge, kind of languishing on the shelf there. Not even looking all that awesome, and I just kind of cut them in half. So they're going to release a little bit of juice here as they cook, and that's going to make this a little bit moist. And throw a lime juice in here for a second. I don't want my lime juice to cook too much, so I'm going to wait. Just gave it a little, oh yum. This smells so good right now. And so the great thing about wheat berries is that it's a super fast way to make a vegan meal. And wheat berries have a ton of protein in them and fiber. So they're incredibly healthy for you, and they're really tasty. So right now, I'm cooking with the wheat berries that are going to be in our bean club. They're just going out to bean club members. We have so few of the ingredients this month. We've got the Flor de Mayo beans in there from Kandarian Farms, and I'm telling you, he had to scrape to get me enough for the club. So we just have enough for the club this time. I may have maybe 1 or 2 left that I'll open up to the club, you know, let people jump on the club, but most likely not. Jump on the wait list though, because if you're not on the wait list, you're not even gonna know about it. So if you're not on the wait list and you love beans, please get on the wait list now, because you'll miss it otherwise. I guarantee it, it's gonna be gone. Okay, these are looking really nice and fair. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw in some black beans. So I made, likewise, another trick is, you can see my little glass lot containers. These are all over my fridge. So at the beginning of the week, I get in there and I either pressure cook or stovetop cook, whichever I feel like, beans and grains, and put them in containers. And then I have them all week to throw in ingredients like this. So I can throw them in a salad, throw them in a grain bowl, whatever I want. So I've got some lovely, these are black pepperies. Works just as well with the Midnight from Rancho Gordo, which are really just a black turtle bean. It's a lovely black bean. And what else? There's also the if you got one of the early bean boxes, you've got some other beautiful black beans that only went to the bean box. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I'm doing here. All right, here we go. So I threw those beans in there. I'm just sauteing it up just a little bit to get these guys warm because they've been in my fridge. And then I'm going to throw some of this guy in here. Ta-da! And I'm just going to eyeball this and get it to where I feel like I like the ratio of grains and beans and veggies. So this was, the amount that I did was about, not quite a full pound. And so I'm putting maybe a 1/4 pound of dry wheat berries in it, which obviously pumps up to a lot more. This will be more than enough for us to eat because, oh, look at that. So now the wheat berries are just going to toast in there and get lovely. Then in a minute I will be tasting this, putting bowls together, adding. I'm going to add a little cilantro now. So I got my cilantro all cut here. I'm going to add a little bit now, let it wilt in. And then I'm going to add the rest fresh on top. So I just kind of want a little bit of it to kind of cook in, have a little bit of that flavor inside. Oh, look at that. That's yum, yum. And now I'm going to add my lime juice. Like my spoon. There's no rules in cooking, right? No rules in cooking. Then I'm going to add some more lime juice here. No, I hate when you get a lime that's like, ugh. Looks all plump and juicy and there's like nothing inside. Okay, so this is my acid now. And after I've had my acid, I'm going to give it a good taste. It's probably going to need some salt, but you know, obviously taste first. And then I'm also going to add, okay, so I'm going to give that a stir because I just put the acid on top here. So a little stir so it's all incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat. This is kind of a fancy Dressemere pan. It's actually not my favorite. Okay. It needs salt, but I'm going to add chiltepinca, sea salt with chiltepin peppers, because that is going to give a little more heat. I'm not going to add much of it, and it's also going to give salt. So before I salt it again, I'm going to do the sea salt with chiltepin, because it's quite salty. It's a salty sea salt, and the chiltepin is quite spicy. So before I do anything else with flavor, I want to make sure I've got that in there, because it's going to really change my flavor a lot. And I don't want to get over salty, obviously. Look at that. Look at how moist and delicious it is. So it's got a good amount of acid. I like the acid balance right now on it. And as you see, I used absolutely no recipe. I'm just gonna adjust it right now, what's in the pot. Add a little of this, add a little of that. Let me see here. Oh yeah, much better. I think it could use maybe a tiny bit more poblano, just a touch. And I think it could use just a little bit more sea salt. So I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of Pacific flake on here. I don't want to do too much, because again, you don't want it to be salty. Too salty. But I am guilty of being a heavy hand, my husband says, on the salt. I'm sorry. It's just, I can't help it. Salt makes everything delicious, and I happen to love it. So there we go. Oh, look at that! Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, yeah. So that is my beautiful bowl. Now, ooh, that is going to be perfect for open house night tonight. Yum. Ooh, gonna put some avocado on top. So then I'm just gonna top her with some avocado here. I'm gonna throw this in a bowl. Again, no spoon, so you know, winging it. But this will work. And so I'm gonna later on in the week. I've got some Asian ingredients. I almost went Asian on this, and I thought, no. Felt like Southwest tonight. So I've got a nice bowl here for myself. That's a good amount. And then I'm going to add, don't heat up. I'm going to add a little bit of avocado on there. Watch this puppy now. So I took it, I sliced it down, and I'm going to just take my spoon. I'm going to take these little three, and I'm going to just lay them out. I'm going to fan them on top. Oops, kind of. This is me being fancy. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of cilantro on there. Oops, more cilantro, because I like the cilantro. And a little bit of green onion, a little spring onion on there. And then I'll serve that with a little extra lime on the side. Ta-da! That's it. And that, my friends, is dinner. It's just that fast. Thank you, Robin. You can make it yourself. It's so easy. And any wheat berry will work. We have some Sonoma wheat berry that's been in the store, and I think it's going to be going out in a box here soon. We've got Sonora wheat berry. We've got the einkorn wheat berry in the store. And if you are lucky enough to be in the Bean and Grain Club, you are going to get the I'm going to blow this. It's the Rouge de Bordeaux. The Rouge de Bordeaux. This is really fascinating. I'll tell you about this, and then I got to go because it's open house night again. So Rouge de Bordeaux, this is it. It doesn't look super dissimilar once it's cooked from the einkorn, by the way. But einkorn is one of the most ancient of grains. Rouge de Bordeaux came about in the 1800s in France. It's a very, very high protein wheat, so bakers love it. It's got a good protein content. And so it was the darling wheat of France in the 1800s for baking bread. And it's much beloved by bakers. It's super unusual to find it as a wheat berry, and we do have it in the Bean and Grain Club this month. So if you are in the club, you're going to get that. If you are not, make sure to sign up for the wait list if you want to be in it in the future, because it's pretty doggone cool. But if you're not and you don't get that, don't worry about it. Use the einkorn. It's just as good. It's going to be amazing. And if you're in the Bean Club, I saw one person, I made this, part of me wanted to show this because somebody emailed me from the Bean Club and said, oh, no, no more wheat berries. My pantry is full of them. I'm not cooking them. I'm like, oh no, you've got to cook your wheat berries because they're delicious. They're super healthy and they're really, really easy. It's one of these great tricks to a super fast meal. Throw them in a grain bowl, throw them in a salad, saute them up with some vegetables and some herbs. Instant meal, instant meal. Instant, vegan, delicious, healthy, protein-filled, hearty meal. You'll love it. goodbye. It's time for me to go off to my kids' open house. So, you know, of course I got a margarita. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.